What's going on, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes of what happens in the day-to-day. I'm going to show you some of the books that I've sold and how I input them on my spreadsheet. And I'm also going to show you some of the books that I bought today, how much money I spent, and yeah, that's going to round out the video. All right, so I'm over here on Amazon Seller Central. The first thing I like to look at is sales. You can see today we sold $977 in books, which is pretty consistent with what I kind of sell on a normal basis. Usually between like 800 to 1,000 is like pretty normal. Textbook season is actually, right now, today's August 1st, so books are going to start flying off the shelf, and I bet that this month is going to be one of my best months for the year, so I'm really excited for that. But I like to look at my open orders. I like to look at what the total balance is. But one thing that I always like to do is make sure to check my feedback every single day. So, I've bookmarked it on the top of my Amazon Central dashboard there. And that's just because I want to make sure that I can see, all of my reviews, make sure that if I did get a negative review, which I did get one back here on June 30th, that I can get it struck out if it doesn't meet Amazon's, TOS. So that's the first thing I like to do. And then the second thing that I always like to do every single day is to make sure to check account health. So again, I've also bookmarked that over here on the Amazon FBA page. You can see if I click this account health button, it basically brings me here. It's going to show you your account health rating and everything like that, just to make sure that everything is good with my account. And then finally, I like to come in here to manage orders and just kind of see what's sold for the day. If I start scrolling down here, you can see there's a whole bunch of different books that we flipped, and it's just really cool to see what kind of books that we've sold. Definitely selling some high school books. I actually sold a set. I also sold a cassette set today, which is actually really cool. I bought it on Amazon and flipped it on Amazon, so I'm going to come out with a YouTube short about that. But yeah, I like to look at what is kind of sold. But what we're going to do today is actually go ahead and input some of the books that I've sold over the last few days, and we're going to put them in my spreadsheet, and it's going to show us like, are we actually making profit or not? And then we'll go ahead and later take a look at what books I bought today. Okay, so the way that we're going to do this over here in Amazon Seller Central is we're going to come over here to total balance, and we're going to go ahead and click this button here. It says total balance breakdown. And then from there, what we're going to do is go and click this transaction view button. And what you're going to see down here is going to show us the date that each of these actions was basically submitted to, this pay period. You're going to see different books that I've sold, what I sold them for, what Amazon is paying out. We're also going to see things like refunds. We'll look at like shipping charges, and literally like any potential charge, any way that money is being exchanged between me and Amazon is all going to show up here. But what we're going to do is go down to the first order from 8/1. This day is August 1st. And then we're going to look at what that book is, and we'll start entering that into our spreadsheet. All right, so I'm down here. You can see 8/1. This is the first item that was released. We can see it's Red College Keyboarding and Document something. You can see this is the total product charge. So basically, whoever bought this spent $89.75. And then you can see that the Amazon fees here is going to be about $23.07. And then this dollar amount here, $66.68, that's going to be the payout from Amazon. So my spreadsheet that I have here, Joji 2023, is all of the books that I purchased on Amazon for this year. Is how I keep track of every book that I purchased, make sure that I know that I'm making money, if I lost money, all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in how to set up the spreadsheet, that's not what this video is about, but I do have a video right here. This is the thumbnail that you can take a look at. Go watch that video. It's using the Seller and Google Sheet integration, but I have it all set up here. Let's go ahead and just go and copy this Red College Keyboarding. We're going to go ahead to my spreadsheet, and we're going to Control F and Control V. So basically I copied and pasted that into the find function, Control F here on my spreadsheet, and you can see that it found it here. You can see that the tag says FlipMine. So I actually bought this on eBay using a software called FlipMine. I also have other videos on my channel on how to flip books from eBay to Amazon, but I bought this for $17.35. So what we're gonna do is put the date that this was actually sold. So that would be 8/1/23, and you're gonna see automatically that's gonna calculate how many days it took this to sell. So it takes 37 days for this item to sell. And then what we can do is go ahead and put in the sales price, which is $89.75. So we're gonna put $89.75 there. And then the last thing we have to do is put in the proceeds, basically the check that Amazon gave us. So you can see over here that Amazon gave us a check for $66.68. We're gonna put that $66.68 here. You can see that left us with a profit of $46, 265% ROI. So obviously that was a great purchase because it made $46 off of a $17 purchase. That's a pretty insane ROI for a keyboard set. So I just want to show you, this is what it looks like. It's a kit. It comes with a few different accessories here. If you scroll down here to the keyboard chart again, you can notice that there are multiple sales when drops of this set over $100. Actually, interestingly, kind of came down in price a little bit. That's when I picked up a copy for 17 bucks on eBay, so a little bit cheaper. And yeah, this is a great flip. Made some good money on that. All right, the next book that we're looking at is called Mathematics with Business Applications. And actually, this is a book I got for free. I got this book from my high school. This is a book that was going in the dumpster, and I decided to salvage it. Sold for $22. I've actually sold it once before as well for $24. It made a profit of basically $10 off Amazon fees, right? So if you're selling books for like $25 or less, Amazon fees are going to eat into what your net payout in the end. So that's why when I do online book arbitrage, I'm almost always aiming to sell books for $35 or more. We can scroll up to my spreadsheet and figure out what it is. So the average sales price is actually $73.79. So I try to stay higher price because Amazon fees are actually quite significant, especially on lower price items. But that's a book that I got for free. It was going in the dumpster, salvaged it, and sure, I'll make some money off a book that was given through. All right, this next book that we're gonna look at is called Ortiz, To Live a Man's Life. So again, we're gonna Control C, which means we're gonna copy that, come back to the spreadsheet over here, we're going to paste that in, and you can see that I bought it for $26.19 and $26.20. And this is also highlighted red, and I always highlight things in red when I use rewards points to pay for it. So I actually didn't end up paying anything for these because I use rewards points, but I would have had to pay that amount for both of those. So let's go ahead and input this data here. So again, this sold on 8/1/23 and sold for $69.93. So we'll put $69.93. And then you can see the payout was $51.95. So we come over here and put $51.95. So looks like it took us 133 days to sell this, and we made a $22 profit. Now again, that would be if I actually paid $26.19 for it. I actually paid $0 for it. So really the profit is $48. Okay, so the first thing you'll see here is that I did use rewards points and basically used $26.19 in rewards points to buy it. So if you're not sure what the rewards points is, basically I have a credit card called the Amazon Prime Visa Signature. You get 5% back on every purchase, and it's basically just a free return on your money. I'm doing so many Amazon to Amazon flips that I'm getting 5% back on every single purchase. It adds up to a pretty significant amount of money, and I can buy books basically for free, or you can use it as just cash back, whichever one that you want. But if you want to learn more about that credit card, which has a 0 annual fee and a pretty hefty, like usually over $100 sign-up bonus, then make sure to check out this video here because this shows exactly how to do that. All right, so let's go down to the Keep It chart here, and one thing you'll notice is that the day that I purchased this, basically the book went from $66 all the way down to about $22 there. So there's a little bit of a repricing war. The previous sales range drops look like they're all over $100. So potentially a couple at $130, potentially one there at $100. And if you look a little bit further back in the time, you see really great data of this book selling at $80 plus. And the way that I know that is this black use line here, which represents the lowest price in Amazon. That and the sales rank dropping, which is indicating that the book is selling, shows that, hey, when the book was selling, the lowest or the cheapest price in Amazon was $80. So therefore, probably people were spending at least $80 for this book. So I felt really good picking up these copies. You can see that since I picked up these 2 copies, basically the price went all the way back up pretty much immediately. Sold the copy there at $136 and $99. So I actually sold mine for significantly less than honestly what I should have sold it for. I probably should be selling it for $80 or so. But the good news is that still made some pretty good money, especially considering that, I'm not even I ended up paying $0 for this book, which is actually kind of crazy. All right, the next book on our list is The New Confessions of an Economic Hitman. So again, copy that, go to the spreadsheet, Control Paste. You can see that I've actually sold this book once before. So I sold it not too long ago, about half a month ago, July 18th. Looks like it sold for $62 and we made a $30 profit the first time. But now what we're gonna do is come here and put 8/1/23. And it looks like this time it sold a little bit more cheaply, $48.16. So, that's kind of what happens when you have repricers. Like, they're going to automatically reprice your books for you. Sometimes they're going to reprice higher, sometimes lower. I mean, probably all averages out. But the good news is that even though we sold this copy for a little bit less, $33.74 is a payout, we're still going to make $17 profit on the book. And when you're doing a lot of online book arbitrage, like, it is all about turning inventory and making sure that your books sell and sell for a profit. All right, now the next book here is actually a pretty interesting book. This is Mermaid Life, The Joy of Making Waves. This is a book I got for free. Sold for $6.79. Had an amazing sales rank, and that's the only reason why I sold this. So I only made 39 cents, but one thing that I like to do to improve my account health rating is just get as many sales as possible, because I don't remember exactly how many. I think it's 200 sales. Every time you sell 200 products, your account health rating goes up by 4. So a lot of times if I find books for free locally, or if my wife has some books that are really low ranked, rank, I'm talking like sub 100K that are going to move within a couple weeks or even less than that. I tend to set them in because they're in really good condition, like probably not gonna have an issue with it. You get an extra sell. The more cells you have, the better your account health rating. So, okay, the next book is actually, I think this is a high school textbook flip. Envision Mathematics 2021 Common Core. Yeah, it definitely is. We're gonna go and go to the spreadsheet. You can actually see I've bought this a number of times, and I've sold it, 4 or 5 times, all around like, $22. So I've been making about $6, $5 profit per book, which doesn't seem like a lot, but notice the purchase prices on a lot of these were about like under $3. So, over on eBay, there's some mega booksellers that give some pretty good deals, like buy 3, get 1 free. A lot of these books are already pretty cheap. So basically, we're gonna go down to the next book that we haven't sold. You can see that basically had bought on July 2nd quite a few copies of this book. So 8/1/23, it looks like this copy here sold for $22.03, so a little bit less than the previous one, and we got $11.53 from this. So $11.53 is gonna leave us with a $4.72 profit, which is 130% ROI. I mean, this is a book you buy multiple copies of. We'll see in a second why I did so, but make it as high as potentially $8 or $9 profit there, which is nice at the $27 sales price. And you can actually see on page 2, I actually have 2 more sales of this for $27. So basically, those are gonna net, probably right around the same $8 or $9 profit. So great there. Let's actually take a look at this book. All right, so we're down here in the Keeper chart. One thing you'll notice is that this has only been out for about 1,100 days. Really not that long in the grand scheme of a textbook. You'll notice that the used price definitely inflates in price September, October, November there, and also the same thing here, October, November, December. So, clearly there is a lot more sales during that August, September, I guess starting July. Basically, you see this very stereotypical pattern where sales rank improves really well, and you can actually start to see that happen right now. So yeah, I was able to pick up quite a number of copies for super cheap on eBay from a reputable bookseller, and yeah, make $5 or $6 per book, really easy money. So yeah. Now I could continue to go on and on. Well, not on and on, but this video would be really long if we went over every single one. But you can see that, on 8/1, which is today, there have been a number of other books that we've sold that, this is what the product charges are. These are what, how much money that Amazon is giving us. So, and here's another page of that as well. So basically, every time I sell a book, I like to go back to the spreadsheet, enter that data in. And one of the reasons why I like to do that is to see about the potential or possibility of that book being a replant, right? And so a little tip here, right, is once you sell a book once, don't forget about it, because it's possible that if you bought it undervalued in the past, that you could also do that in the future. And that's one way to scale up in your business, is to buy books that you sold multiple times into the future and do it over and over, rinse and repeat, right? Okay, what I want to do now is actually look at the spreadsheet and see what we spent today and some books that we picked up. So one thing that you actually notice is that on my spreadsheet, we're down to 2,590. So basically I bought 2,500 books up until this point. It's 8 months, 7 months into the year. So we've definitely been finding quite a few books, and you can see all these tags at 8/1 would be, books that were purchased today. So basically looks like today, we purchased 43 books in one day. And that's maybe a little bit more than normal, but if we look at the cost price of those books, basically we spent a total of $529 right now. You can see that the average price for the books that we bought today is $12.33. So we bought books that are a little bit cheaper today. Looks like we bought a book for as low as $4.21, bought a book for as high as $60. So you can also see the different tags here. So I have some tags, like one of the first books that I bought today was a keep alert. So let's actually take a look at that book. It's called the Original Farm Haul something. It looks like we bought it for $17, and we can go and scroll down the keep a chart. You can see that, this book has sold a few times, a couple of 40, once at 80, once at 80 there. And then you can see it just hit my tracker here for $17. So we look into the past. This is a book that doesn't sell a ton, very niche probably, but when it has sold, can clearly sell upwards of $100, maybe even up to $120, $130. So it felt like at 17, it's a no-brainer to pick up a copy of that. You can even see I have some keep it deals here. I have also a lot of Christmas tags there as well. I even have some product finder tags. So, I'm wrapping up on buying Christmas stuff because, Christmas is right around the corner. I love flipping seasonal things. I did high school textbooks. I'm doing that now. I'm going to be doing a lot of Christmas this year as well, thanks to a guy named Victor Gallegos. So make sure you check out this video here about seasonal online book arbitrage and how to flip books and find books that are Christmas books that inflate in price during Christmas that you can buy right now in off season. And by the way, for those of you who know who Victor Gallegos is, we're putting together a list of books that are Christmas books that would be great for you to buy. So more on that in the future, but I'm really excited about that product. We are going to charge for it because we spent a lot of time putting together a long list of seasonal replanned books for winter and Christmas books, but it's a really awesome product, and I'll be buying pretty much every one of those books on that list. So that's going to be coming out pretty soon. So really exciting news with that. So stay tuned. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys kind of what the normal day for me is. It's, by the way, midnight right now. It's 12:01 a.m. You can see I can't even talk. It's 12:01 a.m. right now. That's kind of the way that I do it, right? I work from 10:30 p.m. to midnight, wake up early at 6 a.m., work from 6 to 7. Like, I don't really spend too much time on the business during the day, especially, I'm a high school teacher. I can't during the day. I have a newborn son, so most of the work has to be done late at night. And this is kind of the things that I follow every day. Because at the end of the day, I put in books that I've sold, try to source them again. One of the reasons why I bought so many books today, by the way, is I'm on summer vacation still, so you're probably wondering, like, how did you buy 41 books? Well, I'm on summer vacation. I also have a virtual assistant as well, helping me buy some books as well. But yeah, this video is getting way too long. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this content, the best way to let me know is you can like the video. Make sure you comment down below. That's all I got for you today, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.